अस्सलाम वालेकुम। Are you able to see the slides, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. तो 5 minutes time।
Sorry, ma'am, अब नजर नहीं आ रही
जी बेटा,
स्लाइड्स।
स्लाइड्स
अब
नजर नहीं आ
स्लाइड्स
रही।
नजर नहीं आ रही। यस मैम, नहीं नजर आ रही।
स्लाइड नजर नहीं आ रही।
अब बताओ बेटा। Are you able to see them?
Yes ma'am, now we can see them.
Okay. ओके बेटा, कल हम लोगों ने हेपेटाइटिस ए वायरस और हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस काफी हद तक कर लिया था। एंड आई टोल्ड यू येस्टरडे दैट वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग द सीरम मार्कर्स। ये सब कुछ आप लोगों ने पढ़ा है थर्ड ईयर में। जस्ट वी आर गोइंग टू हैव एन ओवरव्यू ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स एंड इंशाल्लाह इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर वी विल स्टार्ट विद द मॉर्फोलॉजी or the microscopic pictures of the viral hepatitis. So the serum marker is the most important laboratory diagnostics test for the detection of early hepatitis B virus infection is the immunoassay for the hepatitis B surface antigen. So the first thing and the most important thing which we will detect is the hepatitis B surface antigen. Hepatitis B surface antigen appears during the incubation period and is detectable in most patients during the prodrome and acute disease. अच्छा बच्चों, मुझे ये बताओ कि आप लोगों को ये याद है सब कुछ? कोई नो हाउ है? रिकॉल कर सकते हो? ये चीजें हमने पढ़ी है ना थर्ड ईयर में?
यस मैम।
अच्छा बेटा, मैंने आप लोगों को जब थर्ड ईयर में हमने वायरल हेपेटाइटिस किया था तो मैंने आपको ये बताया था द फर्स्ट सीरम मार्कर व्हिच विल अपीयर इज द हेपेटाइटिस बी सरफेस एंटीजन and hepatitis B surface antigen appears during the incubation period and is detectable in most patients during the prodrome and the acute disease. It falls to the undetectable levels during the convalescence or the recovery phase. Its prolonged presence for at least 6 months indicates the carrier state and the risk of the chronic hepatitis and hepatocellular carcinoma. As I told you that हम किसको chronic carrier कहते हैं? The patient which have the detectable levels of hepatitis B surface antigen for at least 6 months. We call those individuals the chronic carriers. So the chronic carrier state is that state in which the hepatitis B surface antigen will be present in the blood or will be detectable in the blood for at least 6 months. Hepatitis B surface antibodies is not detectable in the chronic carrier state. Note that the hepatitis B surface antibodies is in fact being made but is not detectable in the laboratory test because it is bound to the large amount of hepatitis B surface antigen present in the blood. As I told you that hepatitis B surface antigen के बाद जो है बेटा detectable क्या होगा hepatitis B surface antibodies, but there is some phase in which the hepatitis B surface antigen is undetectable, whereas the hepatitis B surface antibodies are still not detectable. Why this is so? This is because the large amount of hepatitis B surface antibodies are actually attached to the hepatitis B surface antigens. So they are not detectable. Whenever the antibodies are bound to the antigens, they are not detectable. So the large amount of hepatitis B surface antibodies are bound to hepatitis B surface antigens. That's why they are not detectable in the blood. Hepatitis B surface antibodies is also being made during the acute disease, but is similarly undetectable because it is bound in the immune complexes. Chronic carriers have negative antibody tests, but hepatitis B surface antibodies is being made by these individuals. It is undetectable in the test because it is bound to large amount of hepatitis B surface antigen present in the plasma, as I told you. They are not tolerant to hepatitis B surface antigen. IgM is found in the acute state and IgG antibodies are found in the subsequent stages. You know, आप लोगों को पता है, हमने immunity में ये पढ़ा है, the IgG antibodies are detectable in the acute stage, whereas IgG antibodies are found in the subsequent stages or in the later stages. आपको हमने बहुत अच्छे से बेटा थर्ड ईयर में ये पढ़ा था कि व्हाट इज द विंडो फेज. मैं आपको सिर्फ एक इसका ब्रीफ सा जो है वो इंट्रोडक्शन दे देती हूँ. There is a period of several weeks when the hepatitis B surface antigen has disappeared, whereas the hepatitis B surface antibody is yet not detectable. This is called the window phase. And the reason I told you. At that time, the hepatitis B core antibody is always positive and can be used to make the diagnosis. And remember, the hepatitis B core antigen will be present in the acute state. It will be present in the chronic state. So we cannot differentiate that on the basis of hepatitis B core antibodies that it is a acute phase or it is a chronic phase. And therefore, it cannot be used to distinguish between the acute and chronic infection. अगर आप लोगों को ये चार्ट याद हो बेटा, आप लोगों की फोर्थ ईयर की बुक्स में प्रॉब्लम्स में भी ये है और आप लोगों की माइक्रोबायोलॉजी की बुक्स में भी हमने ये पढ़ा था. सबसे पहले क्या होता है, इन द इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड or in the early stages, the first thing which will the first serum marker will be used to detect the hepatitis B virus is the hepatitis B surface antigen. The first thing will be appearing will be hepatitis B surface antigen, and after some time hepatitis B E antigen will be found in the blood. And the role of hepatitis B E antigen is that it actually shows the transmissibility, or it shows that how much the person is actually the person will can transmit the virus to another one. So hepatitis B E antigen actually shows the transmissibility. And the third thing which will appear will be hepatitis B surface, and the third thing which will appear is the anti-HBC. Anti-HBC is actually the hepatitis B core antibodies, and as I told you, hepatitis B core antibodies will be present in the acute phase. They will be present in the chronic phases as well, so they can't be used to distinguish the acute infection or the chronic infection. And in the later stages, we will able to find the hepatitis B surface antibodies, and anti-HBs is the hepatitis B surface antibodies, and this time period in which the hepatitis B surface antigen is undetectable, whereas the hepatitis B surface antibodies are still not detectable is called the window period, because the large amount of hepatitis B surface antibodies are still made, but they are actually bound to the antigens, or they are bound to the immune complexes. IgM form of hepatitis B core antibody is present during the acute infection and disappears approximately 6 months after the infection. The test for hepatitis B core antigen is not readily available. Hepatitis B E antigen arises during the incubation period, and it is present during the prodrome and early acute diseases and in certain chronic carriers. As I told you that it indicates a high likelihood of transmissibility. As I told you that hepatitis B E antigen actually shows the transmissibility. How we will prevent the hepatitis B infection, or the hepatitis B virus infection? The actually prevention involves the use of either the vaccine or the hyperimmunoglobulins that are available. So hepatitis B, we have the vaccine available against the hepatitis B virus, and actually it is very useful in the prevention of the hepatitis B virus infection. Now we will move on to the hepatitis C virus. And hepatitis C virus is the most prevalent blood-borne pathogen in the United States, as mentioned in your book as well. The hepatitis C ranks below the HIV and hepatitis B virus as a blood-borne pathogen, but it is estimated that hepatitis C virus is more prevalent. Approximately 4 million people in the United States are chronically infected with hepatitis C virus. And in the United States, about 1% of the blood donors have antibodies to hepatitis C virus. So how it is transmitted? The modes of transmission are actually same as that of the hepatitis B virus. They can be transmitted through the blood. Actually, the mode of transmission is by the blood or the body secretion. And the vertical transmission. The humans are the reservoirs of hepatitis C virus. As I told you in the previous lecture that humans are only the host of the hepatitis viruses. Of all the hepatitis viruses, the only hosts are the only reservoirs are the humans. It is transmitted primarily by the blood. At present, injection drug use accounts for almost all the new cases of hepatitis C virus infection. Transmission via blood transfusion rarely occurs because donated blood containing the antibodies to hepatitis C virus is discarded. As I told you that the screening before the blood transfusions actually decreases the number of the blood transfusion related cases of hepatitis C virus infection and hepatitis B virus infection. Transmission via the needle stick injury can occur, but the risk is lower than that of hepatitis B virus. अगर मैं आप लोगों को याद, मैंने आप लोगों को थर्ड ईयर में भी ये बात बताई थी कि chances of needle stick injury, the transmission via the needle stick injury in the case of hepatitis B virus is much more. Actually, the chances are greater than 30%, whereas the chances of the transmission via the needle stick injuries for hepatitis C virus is actually only 5%. So the chances of transmission via the needle stick injuries is much more in the case of hepatitis B virus as compared to hepatitis C virus. The sexual transmission and transmission from the mother to child occurs, but they are in efficient modes. But as I told you in third year, that according to the number of cases, it is now assumed that hepatitis C virus can be transmitted by all the routes. People who share needles when taking intravenous drugs are very commonly infected. I told you in detail in the previous classes as well. What are the important properties? Hepatitis C virus is a member of the flavivirus family. It is actually mentioned in your Robbins. That's why I added this slide. But it is of no, I don't think so. It is important for your exam point of view. Now, it was important for your exam point of view in the third year, but it is not important now. It is an enveloped virion containing a genome of the single-stranded positive polarity RNA, and it has no virion polymerase. So we will move on to the pathogenesis. Hepatitis C virus infects the hepatocytes primarily, but there is no evidence of a viral-induced cytopathic effect on the liver cells. As I told you yesterday that all the hepatitis viruses actually don't have any cytopathic effect. Actually, the immune response against hepatitis viruses will destroy the hepatocytes. As I told you, whenever a hepatitis virus, it can be hepatitis A virus, hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, D, E. Actually, whenever they will enter the hepatocytes, the viral antigens will be displayed on the hepatocytes, and the cytotoxic T cells in this exercise, in response to that, they actually they actually attack those viral antigens that are present on the surface of hepatocytes, and in this way they actually damage the hepatocytes. And why there is increased chances of hepatocellular carcinoma, I told you yesterday that actually liver has the ability to regenerate itself. So whenever there will be cell death, or whenever there will be hepatocellular damage, there will be regeneration as well. And in this scenario, whenever there is continuous hepatocellular damage and continuous liver regeneration, it can lead to the abnormal cell production or the hepatocellular carcinoma. Hepatitis C virus infection strongly predisposes to hepatocellular carcinoma, but there is no evidence of an oncogene. As I told you, they are not oncogenic viruses actually. Only the cause of hepatocellular carcinoma is the continuous hepatocellular damage plus the continuous liver regeneration. Alcoholism greatly enhances the rate of hepatocellular carcinoma in hepatitis C virus infected individuals. This supports the idea that the cancer is caused by prolonged liver damage and consequent rapid growth of hepatocytes. I told you. Antibodies against hepatitis C virus are made, but approximately 75% of patients are chronically infected and continue to produce virus for at least 1 year. Note that the rate of chronic carriage of hepatitis C virus is much higher than the rate of chronic carriage of hepatitis B. Hepatitis virus has the chronic carrier state, like hepatitis B virus. Hepatitis C virus also has the chronic carrier state, but the chronic carriage is much more in case of the hepatitis C virus than hepatitis B virus. तो ये चांसेस क्या है कि हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस इंफेक्शन के बाद क्रॉनिक स्टेट के चांसेस ज्यादा हैं एज कंपेयर टू हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस. सो the patient, the individuals that are infected with hepatitis C virus, उनके chances बहुत ज्यादा है कि वो chronic liver disease की तरफ जाएं. ठीक है. So, chronic active hepatitis and cirrhosis occur in approximately 10% of these patients. Chronic active hepatitis क्या है actually? Chronic liver disease इसमें continuously hepatocellular damage हो रहा है, लेकिन at times एक stage आती है कि जिसपे active hepatitis हो जाता है. ठीक है. It is actually, आप लोगों ने inflammation में पढ़ा था, acute on chronic. This is the term like that, and the patient will have the fulminant hepatitis or the acute liver failure. For patients who clear the infection, it is not known whether the reinfection can occur or whether there is lifelong immunity. Still, it is unclear that अगर किसी को hepatitis C virus infection हो गया तो क्या वो अब fully recover हो गया तो क्या उसको reinfection हो जाएगी या मतलब उसके body से वो eradicate हो गया. ठीक है. It is still unclear. What are the clinical findings? Clinical findings of all the hepatitis viruses are same. Fever, anorexia, nausea, vomiting, jaundice, they are same. Dark color urine, pale color feces, and elevated transaminase levels. Hepatitis C resembles hepatitis B as far as in showing the chronic liver disease, because cirrhosis and predisposition to hepatocellular carcinoma are the major concerns. So 70 to 80% of people with hepatitis C does not have any sign and symptoms. Sign and symptoms can include yellowing of skin, dark colored urine, light color stools, nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, and extreme fatigue. एक्चुअली बेटा आज आप लोगों को शायद लगे कि मैं बहुत रैपिडली करा रही हूँ, ये चीजें आप लोगों ने की नहीं है और मैंने कल भी आप लोगों को डिटेल से ये चीजें बताई हैं. ठीक है. एक्चुअली आवर मेन फोकस विल बी ऑन द microscopic features of the viral hepatitis, which we will discuss in our further lectures. Note that a chronic carrier state occurs most often with the hepatitis C virus infection than hepatitis B virus. I told you. Liver biopsy is often done in patients with chronic infection to evaluate the extent of liver damage and to guide the treatment decisions. अच्छा बेटा, अब आप लोग मुझे ये बताओ कि अगर हम किसी भी पेशेंट की जो कि वायरल हेपेटाइटिस है जिसको अगर हम उसकी लिवर बायोप्सी कराते हैं तो क्या हम डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं कि इन्फेक्शन जो है वो हेपेटोसेलुलर डैमेज जो है वो हेपेटाइटिस सी वायरस की वजह से, ए वायरस की वजह से या बी वायरस की वजह से? हाउ वी विल डिफरेंशिएट? I told you yesterday. अगर हम किसी वायरल हेपेटाइटिस के पेशेंट की लिवर बायोप्सी करेंगे तो हम क्या डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं, और हम कैसे डिफरेंशिएट कर सकते हैं कि इसको इस टाइम पे हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस इन्फेक्शन है, हेपेटाइटिस सी वायरस इन्फेक्शन है, या हेपेटाइटिस ए वायरस इन्फेक्शन। शाबाश बच्चों बोलो।
मैम सरफेस
मैम
एंटीजन के
डिफरेंशिएट
ऊपर
नहीं कर सकते।
आप नहीं, आपने तो बहुत अटेंटिव हो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, और माशाल्लाह मैं कल से देख रही हूँ। कोई और बोले, शाबाश।
मैम डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर सकते।
हम क्या कर सकते हैं? नोट बेटा
डिफरेंशिएट
दोबारा
नहीं
बोलो।
कर सकते।
Yes, we can't differentiate on the basis of microscopic features of the viral hepatitis कि इस patient को इस time पे किस hepatitis virus की वजह से hepatocellular damage हो रहा है, ठीक है? We can't differentiate on the basis of liver biopsy. So, and the main incubation period is 8 weeks, and cirrhosis resulting from chronic hepatitis C virus infection is the most common indication of the liver transplantation. Liver transplantation की तरफ कब जाते हैं patients? जब क्रॉनिक लिवर डिजीज की वजह से पोर्टल हाइपरटेंशन डेवलप हो चुकी होती है, या वो लिवर सिरोसिस हो जाता है, ठीक है? हेपेटाइटिस सी वायरस इन्फेक्शन आल्सो लीड्स टू सिग्निफिकेंट ऑटोइम्यून रिएक्शंस including vasculitis, arthralgias, purpuras, and membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis. This is all because of the immune complexes actually. Hepatitis C virus, anti-HCV और एंटीबॉडीज अगेंस्ट एंटी-HCV जब बनती हैं तो बेटा एक्चुअली इम्यून कॉम्प्लेक्सेस की डेपोजिशन की वजह से ये सारे के सारे रिएक्शंस आते हैं। हेपेटाइटिस सी, चलो, what are the main diagnostic or the criteria or the lab, how we will diagnose hepatitis C virus in the lab? Hepatitis C virus infection is diagnosed by detecting antibodies to hepatitis C virus in an ELISA. So actually, the most important test is anti-HCV. ठीक है, हम ELISA पे डिटेक्ट करते हैं antibodies against the hepatitis C virus. Actually, anti-HCV is hepatitis antibodies against the hepatitis C virus. The test does not distinguish between IgM and IgG and does not distinguish between an acute, chronic or resolved infection. जब बेटा हमें एंटीबॉडीज हम डिटेक्ट करते हैं, वो हमें ये नहीं बताती कि दिस इज एन एक्यूट फेज और दिस इज एन क्रोनिक फेज, एंड इट कैन आल्सो नॉट डिटेक्ट द IgG antibodies separately and IgM antibodies separately. So there are chances of false negative and false positive results. Because of the false positive results can occur in ELISA, ARIBA, I told you in detail in the third year. A recombinant immunoblot assay should be performed as a confirmatory test, and the most important test, or the now the gold standard of the diagnosis of hepatitis C virus is actually the PCR. If the results of RIBA are positive, a PCR-based test can detect the presence of viral DNA in the serum and should be performed to determine whether the active disease exists. Isolation of the virus from the patient specimen is not done, and chronic infection is characterized by elevated transaminase levels, a positive RIBA and detectable viral RNA for at least 6 months. ये बेटा ग्राफ है आपके बुक में दिया हुआ, अगर आप इसको देखो तो सबसे पहले क्या होता है, इन 2 to 6 weeks के अंदर जो मीन is actually 6 to 12 weeks, तो सबसे पहले क्या होता है, आपके लिवर एंजाइम्स रेज होते हैं, ठीक है? उसके बाद क्या होता है कि आप ब्लड में आप डिटेक्ट कर सकते हो हेपेटाइटिस सी वायरस RNA, मतलब आप PCR पे आप डिटेक्ट कर सकते हो वायरल DNA, ठीक है, वायरल RNA, ठीक है? उसके बाद क्या है कि बेटा in the subsequent stages you can detect the anti-HCV or the antibodies against the hepatitis viruses, which are either can be IgM antibodies or IgG antibodies. What is the treatment and prevention? Treatment of acute hepatitis C with alpha interferon significantly decreases the number of patients that becomes a chronic carrier. So actually the treatment with alpha interferon decreases the cases of the chronic carriers. मतलब क्या है कि बेटा chronic carrier जो है उसको decrease करेंगे और किससे, हम interferon से, ठीक है? The treatment of choice for chronic hepatitis C is combination of the PEG interferon and ribavirin. PEG interferon is an alpha interferon conjugated to polyethylene glycol, and polyethylene glycol significantly enhances the half-life of alpha interferon. That's why they are used in combination. In some patients, the treatment significantly reduces the viral replication and viral RNA becomes undetectable. Hepatitis C virus genotype 1 is less responsive to interferon and ribavirin than the genotypes 2 and 3. So genotypes 2 and 3 are actually responsive to the interferon therapy as compared to the genotype 1. So there is no vaccine available, you all know, and the hyperimmunoglobulins are also not available. So the patients with chronic hepatitis C virus infection should be advised to reduce or eliminate the consumption of the alcohol to reduce the risk of hepatocellular carcinoma and cirrhosis, because already patient chronic liver disease, अगर patient chronic liver disease है, continuously hepatocellular damage हो रहा है, तो हम उसको कहेंगे कि अब आपने eliminate करना अपना alcohol consumption, because alcohol can lead to alcoholic liver disease, and alcohol itself causes the hepatocellular damage. Okay. Patients co-infected with hepatitis C virus and HIV should be prescribed HAART. It is mentioned in your book as well. Highly active antiretroviral therapy with caution, because recovery of the cell-mediated immunity can result in exacerbation of the hepatitis. Consideration should be given to treat the hepatitis C virus infection prior to starting HAART. तो हमने ये बेटा बहुत डिटेल में पहले थर्ड ईयर में किया हुआ है और आप लोगों को पता है. Now we will move on to the hepatitis D virus. Actually, I have to finish these viruses today, so we can discuss the microscopic features or the morphology of the viral hepatitis in the subsequent lectures. So hepatitis D virus, किसी को याद है hepatitis D virus is also called the Delta virus? कुछ know how है आप लोगों को बेटा? कुछ याद है किसी को?
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ क्या याद?
मैम हेपेटाइटिस डी डेल्टा वायरस होता है और ये हेपेटाइटिस बी की साथ होता है, मतलब उसके लिए नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि ये इनकम्प्लीट और ये इनकम्प्लीट भी होता है, कंप्लीट नहीं होता है, मिस होता है इसमें से कुछ, इसलिए ये खुद से नहीं हो सकता. इसको हेपेटाइटिस बी चाहिए होता है.
D means defective.
Defective.
Right? D means defective.
Defective.
Hepatitis D virus causes hepatitis D, which is called hepatitis delta. Is actually a defective virus. Hepatitis D virus is unusual in that it is a defective virus. It cannot replicate by itself because it does not have the genes for its envelope protein. So it requires hepatitis B virus for its replication. ठीक है, उसके अंदर क्या है बेटा, जीन्स नहीं है फॉर द एनवेलप प्रोटीन, सो इट कैन नॉट रेप्लिकेट अलोन. सो इट रिक्वायर्स हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस because hepatitis D virus uses the surface antigen of hepatitis B virus as its envelope protein. Hepatitis B virus is therefore the helper virus of hepatitis D virus. Hepatitis D is an envelope virus with an RNA genome that is single-stranded negative polarity and covalently closed circle. Okay, छोड़ दो इन बातों. Now we will move on to the transmission. Hepatitis D virus is transmitted by same means as that of hepatitis B virus. Same means क्या है? By the blood, by the body secretions, perinatally, or the vertical transmission. ठीक है? By the needle stick injuries, intravenous drug abuses में होता है बेटा. सारे के सारे वही modes of transmission है जो कि hepatitis B virus के हैं. ठीक है? In the United States, the most hepatitis D virus infections occur in intravenous drug users who share the needles. Hepatitis D virus infections occur worldwide with a similar distribution to that of hepatitis B virus infection. So, hepatitis D virus can be contracted two ways. It can be contracted by getting hepatitis B and hepatitis D simultaneously. So, दो तरह ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं इंडिविजुअल. या तो को-इन्फेक्शन होगी. व्हाट इज को-इन्फेक्शन? को-इन्फेक्शन इज दैट the individual or the patient is getting hepatitis B and hepatitis D virus simultaneously. The second one is super infection. Super infection क्या है? The patient is being chronically infected with hepatitis B virus and contracting the hepatitis B virus. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि hepatitis D virus से chronically infected है और hepatitis B virus infection होगी. No. पहले hepatitis B virus infection है तो ही सुपर इन्फेक्शन हो सकती है हेपेटाइटिस डी की, बिकॉज हेपेटाइटिस डी कैन नॉट अलोन replicate. It cannot replicate on itself because it requires hepatitis B virus for its replication. So, in the super infection cases, remember the patient will be chronically infected with hepatitis B, and then the patient will have hepatitis D virus infection. And in the co-infection, the individual can have the hepatitis B and hepatitis B virus infection simultaneously. So the likelihood of becoming the chronic carriers is 59% in cases of co-infection and 70 to 90% in cases of super-infection. It seems that the pathogenesis of hepatitis caused by hepatitis D virus and hepatitis B virus is same. It is same for all of the viruses actually. I told you the virus-infected hepatocytes are damaged by cytotoxic T cells. I told you that the viruses hepatitis viruses don't have any cytopathic effect. Actually, it is the immune response which is responsible for the hepatocellular damage. There is some evidence that the delta antigen is cytopathic for hepatocytes, but it is a very small evidence. Actually, the main thing or the main cause of the hepatocellular damage is actually the immune response. IgG antibody against the delta antigen is not detected for long periods after infection. It is therefore uncertain whether long-term immunity to hepatitis D virus exists. Because hepatitis D virus can replicate only in those cells that are infected with hepatitis B virus, hepatitis delta can only occur in a person infected with hepatitis B virus. मैंने आपको बता दिया. A person can either be infected with both hepatitis D virus or hepatitis B virus at the same time. This is called co-infection. I told you. Hepatitis in patients co-infected with hepatitis D virus and hepatitis B virus is more severe than in those infected with hepatitis B alone. अब बेटा क्या है कि एक पेशेंट है जिसको हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस हेपेटाइटिस डी वायरस की इधर को-इन्फेक्शन है या सुपर इन्फेक्शन है, तो उसमें सेवेरिटी के चांसेस ज्यादा हैं एज कंपेयर टू दोज दैट आर इन्फेक्टेड विद हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस अलोन. ये तो कॉमन सेंस की भी बात है ना. But the incidence of chronic hepatitis is about the same in patients infected with hepatitis B virus alone. However, hepatitis in chronic carriers of hepatitis B virus who become super infected with hepatitis B virus is much more severe, and the incidence of permanent life-threatening hepatitis or chronic hepatitis liver failure is significantly high. अच्छा बेटा, ये मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया, अगर कंफ्यूजन है मैं दोबारा बताती हूँ. एक्चुअली क्या है, There can be co-infection. Co-infection में क्या है कि एक पेशेंट को हेपेटाइटिस बी और हेपेटाइटिस डी वायरस इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं. ठीक है. अब ऐसे पेशेंट में चांसेस ज्यादा हैं कि उसमें लिवर डैमेज ज्यादा होगा एज कंपेयर टू अगर उसको सिर्फ और सिर्फ हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस होगा. ठीक है. और दूसरी बात क्या है, सुपर इन्फेक्शन. अब सुपर इन्फेक्शन में क्या है, सुपर इन्फेक्शन इज एक्चुअली मोर सवेयर बिकॉज कि वो पेशेंट क्रॉनिकली इन्फेक्टेड है हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस से और पहले से भी काफी लिवर डैमेज हो चुका हुआ है. अब ऐसे पेशेंट को जब सुपर इन्फेक्शन होगी, हेपेटाइटिस डी वायरस की भी इन्फेक्शन हो जाएगी, तो क्या होगा एक्चुअली, अब रेप्लिकेट करना शुरू हो जाएगा हेपेटाइटिस डी वायरस भी, और हेपेटोसेलुलर डैमेज काफी हद तक पहले से हो चुका हुआ है हेपेटाइटिस बी वायरस की वजह से. तो इट इज मोर सिवियर देन द को इन्फेक्शन, and the incidence of permanent life-threatening hepatitis is much more in cases of super-infection as compared to co-infection. So, when we will move on to the laboratory diagnosis, like diagnosis of hepatitis D virus infection in the laboratory is made by detecting either delta antigen or IgM antibodies to delta antigen in patient's serum. So, the only test that is available is the either we will detect the delta antigen or the antibodies against the delta antigen, and the antibodies will be IgM antibodies. The last one is hepatitis E virus, and hepatitis E virus is a major cause of enterically transmitted hepatitis. Same इसका mode of transmission क्या है hepatitis A virus पर. ठीक है. It is common cause of waterborne epidemics of hepatitis in Asia, Africa, India, and Mexico, but it is uncommon in United States. Actually, it is more in the in the developing countries than the developed countries, because whenever there is poor sanitation, poor hygiene, then the chances of infection of the kids hepatitis B virus. Hepatitis A virus and hepatitis E virus are much more. Hepatitis E is a non-enveloped single-stranded RNA virus tentatively classified as a member of calicivirus family. Taxonomists have recently placed hepatitis E virus into its own genus called Hepi virus. Hep E virus. Clinically, the disease resembles that of hepatitis A, with the exception of high mortality rates in pregnant women. Chronic liver disease does not occur and there is no prolonged carrier state. याद रखना, extremes. ये एक याद रखने का तरीका होता है ना, extremes, hepatitis A और hepatitis C. ये दोनों क्या हैं? They are transmitted by fecal-oral route. ठीक है? अब चांस और एक बात ये याद रखना कि ना हेपेटाइटिस ए की क्रोनिक कैरियर स्टेट है, ना हेपेटाइटिस ई की क्रोनिक कैरियर स्टेट है. ठीक है? क्रोनिक लिवर डिजीज हेपेटाइटिस ए में भी, वायरस में भी नहीं है, हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस में भी नहीं. एक्सट्रीम्स का मतलब है हेपेटाइटिस ए, हम हेपेटाइटिस वायरसेस की जब बात करते थे शुरू करते हैं ए बी सी डी ई. ठीक है? तो हेपेटाइटिस ए और हेपेटाइटिस बी, हेपेटाइटिस ई दोनों क्या है? दे आर ट्रांसमिटेड बाय द फीको-ओरल रूट्स. द सेकंड थिंग इज इन दोनों की क्रोनिक स्टेट नहीं. ठीक है? अच्छा, अब जब भी आपने हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस की बात करनी है, आपके दिमाग में ये बात जरूर आनी चाहिए कि इट कैन कॉज हाई मोर्टेलिटी इन प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज. ठीक है? जब प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज में हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस इन्फेक्शन होती है और व्हेन द प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज आर इन्फेक्टेड विद हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस, उन लेडीज में मोर्टेलिटी के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. ठीक है? जब भी आप देखो, जब हम बात करते हैं जॉन्डिस, ठीक है, अगर हम कोई जॉन्डिस का पेशेंट देखते हैं तो हमारे जहन में सबसे पहले जो चीज आती है ना वो हेपेटाइटिस ए वायरस आता है. दूसरी बात क्या आती है हमारे जहन में? आती है हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस. ठीक है? और इसी तरह याद रखना कि जब भी हम प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज में मोर्टेलिटी की बात करेंगे इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ हेपेटाइटिस वायरसेस, तो याद रखना जो हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस है ना, इट कैन कॉज हाई मोर्टेलिटी इन द प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज. तो इसके जो मोर्टेलिटी के चांसेस हैं, ये डेथ रेशियो है ना प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज में दैट आर इन्फेक्टेड विद हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस इज मच मोर. ठीक है? The test for hepatitis E virus antibody is not readily available. The diagnosis is therefore typically made by excluding the hepatitis A and the other cause. कोई भी पेशेंट जो है बेटा, आप उसको डायग्नोज कैसे करोगे? एक्चुअली उसके लिए हेपेटाइटिस ई वायरस के लिए कुछ स्पेसिफिक टेस्ट नहीं है. बस एक बात ये है कि आप लोग बाकी हेपेटाइटिस वायरसेस को एक्सक्लूड कर दो. ठीक है? There is no antiviral treatment and there is no vaccine. And this is the last slide. ये मैंने आपको थर्ड ईयर में भी दिखाई थी. Actually it summarizes the hepatitis. Hepatitis A virus is transmitted by the fecal-oral route. इसी तरह E virus को देखो तो वो भी ट्रांसमिट हो रहा है fecal-oral route से. Signs and symptoms of hepatitis viruses are actually somehow same. लेकिन जो जॉन्डिस हमें देखने को मिलता है, डार्क कलर यूरिन, पेल कलर स्टूल, मोस्टली हमें या ई में मिलेगा या ए में मिलेगा. जो बी सी और डी है ना, एक्चुअली उसमें आप देखते हो क्रोनिक कैरियर स्टेट में होता है. समटाइम्स 90% इंडिविजुअल्स जो है ना, बी वायरस के, सी वायरस के, डी वायरस, हेपेटाइटिस सी के, हेपेटाइटिस डी के, हेपेटाइटिस बी के, वो क्या होते हैं? दे आर एसिम्प्टोमेटिक. So this slide actually summarizes. There is 6 weeks recovery time in hepatitis A virus and there is no permanent damage to the liver and there is no chronic state. When we will move on to the hepatitis B, it can be transmitted by sexual contact, by contaminated needles, by the blood transfusions, by the body secretions, and there are chances of the chronic liver damage and the patient can have cirrhosis of the liver and liver cancer. And vaccine is available for hepatitis B, but it is not available for hepatitis C. Hepatitis C virus is again by the blood-to-blood transmission, by the body secretions, by the vertical transmission, by the contaminated needles, by the needle prick injuries, and the patient can have liver cirrhosis, liver cancer, and the patient can also be asymptomatic. 90% cases of hepatitis C virus virus infections are asymptomatic. आपको पता है कि बेटा जब हम स्क्रीनिंग करते हैं ना, तो एट टाइम्स 90% केसेस में पेशेंट को नहीं पता होता कि वो हेप सी पॉजिटिव. ठीक है? Now we will move on to the hepatitis D. D is defective virus. उसको क्या है कि D virus को hepatitis B virus चाहिए अपनी replication के लिए. There can be super infection. It can be co-infection. and there is greater risk of liver failure in this. हेपेटाइटिस ई के बारे में एक ही बात याद रखो, फीकर और रूट से ट्रांसमिट होता है, क्रोनिक कैरियर स्टेट नहीं है, और हाई मोर्टेलिटी एंड प्रेगनेंसी। ठीक है, यहाँ तक बात किसी को नहीं समझ आई तो मुझसे पूछो। बच्चों हेपेटाइटिस समझ आ गया? अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है मुझसे पूछ सकते हो आप, यू कैन आस्क। सब सोए हुए हो?
मैम ये हेपेटाइटिस के बाद जो नीडल स्टिक इंजरी होती है, तो हेपेटाइटिस को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए हम पे क्या कर सकते हैं अगर
क्या
किसी
कह रहे हो
बंदे को
बेटा?
नीडल स्टिक इंजरी हो गई है? मैम
अगर आप किसी हेपेटाइटिस के पेशेंट का इंजेक्शन लगा रहे हैं और वो गलती से आपको भी पिन प्रिक लग गया है, तो आप कैसे प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं फिर?
बेटा सबसे पहले तो आफ्टर सम टाइम आप उसकी स्क्रीनिंग करोगे। ठीक है, बात समझ आई?
यस मैम।
आफ्टर सम टाइम आप स्क्रीनिंग करो। उस टाइम तो बेटा यही हो सकता है कि आप अच्छे से उस चीज को वॉश करो। ठीक है, और फिर जब आप स्क्रीनिंग करोगे और आप, लेकिन आफ्टर सम टाइम आप आपको जो है ना वो एंटीजन्स जो है वो आपकी ब्लड में डिटेक्ट होंगे, तो फिर बेटा यही है कि इंटरफेरॉन थेरेपी देते हैं। ठीक है,
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
ओके समझ आ गई?
यस मैम।
ओके बेटा, थैंक यू।